some new vocabulary words in that book. And one of our words was exhausted. Can you say exhausted?
Exhausted.
How many syllables are in exhausted? How many? 3 syllables, okay? When we say the word exhausted, do we have a root word?
Yeah.
Who can raise their hand and tell me what is our root word in the word exhausted? Everly? No, our root word. L?
Exhaust.
Exhaust. Our root word is? Exhaust. Do we have a suffix in this word?
Yes.
What is our suffix, AJ? Ed. E-D. E-D is a suffix, and a suffix means at the end of a word, okay? What does E-D at the end of a word mean? It means it happened in the past. Very good. So we have our root word, which is exhaust, and our suffix, which is ed. Very good. Okay, so in this book, on our first page, or one of our first pages, it says, nobody seemed to care though. Every night I was exhausted. Okay, I want you to turn and talk to a friend. What do you think exhausted means? What do you think exhausted means? All right, let's come back to focus. Okay, Elena, what did you and Hunter say exhausted means?
It means that you're tired.
Okay, yeah, it means you're tired. We're going to do an action to help us remember what exhausted means. Can everybody say exhausted?
Exhausted.
Yes, this action shows us that we're exhausted. Okay, so let's think about some moments that we have been exhausted. For example, Miss Schubert over spring break, I cleaned my house for a really long time and it made me feel exhausted. Does anybody else have an example of a time that you were exhausted, Sawyer?
So after I went to the St. Louis Zoo, I was very exhausted and hungry.
You were very exhausted and hungry, okay? Hunter, when have you been exhausted?
Yesterday after I went and worked on my farm.
Okay, Hunter worked on his farm and that made him exhausted. Let's get one more. There's lots of times in our lives where we feel exhausted. So an easier word than exhausted is tired. But we extend our vocabulary when we say words like exhausted. So who can raise their hand and tell me what is an easier definition for the word exhausted? Lily?
Exhaust.
What's an easier definition for the word exhausted? Sam? Tired, okay? An easy definition for that word is I'm tired, okay? What we're going to do now, Miss Schubert needs a board too. 1 second.
This is mine.
That's okay, thank you.
It's stuck to you. The word is stuck to you.
It is? Oh, okay, thank you.
It was.
Thanks.
It was.
Okay. So let's really think about the word exhausted, okay? If we did not know what that word looked like, let's phonetically sound out the word exhausted together. What do we hear first in exhausted? So that's going to be an E.
Uh-oh.
X. Exhausted. Okay, let's sound that out together. What makes the aw sound? Oh, okay, we're just phonetically sounding it out right now. It's okay, we're doing best guess spelling. Exhaust. And then ed. Okay, so when we phonetically sound it out, it kind of looks like this. Exhausted. Exhausted. Okay? Everybody did very well at phonetically sounding this out. Okay? So now, Miss Schubert is going to show you.
I know how to normally spell it.
Okay? Here is the word exhausted. Okay, so it looks a lot like how we phonetically sound it out, but there's some extra letters here. Okay? We have X, ost, ed. Okay?
Miss, I spelled it without looking. Me too. I spelled it without looking, literally. Me too.
Very good.
Exhausted.
All right, now before we go back to our seats, who can remind me what our root word and our suffix in the word exhausted is? Lily, what's our root word?
It's exhaust.
Exhaust. And what is our suffix? Ed. Ed. Very good. Okay. Who can raise their hand and remind us what does exhausted mean? Sawyer?
Exhausted means like you're very tired.
You're very
from
tired.
school.
Okay. Who can raise their hand and remind us where did we hear that word in the book? Where did we hear it in the book? Everly?
In the bathroom when he was doing so much work.
Yep, he was feeling very exhausted. Now, one more thing. Can you all show me our action to show the word exhausted? Very good. All right.